People will abandon what they claim is a principle when things aren't going their way. One of the first things Elon said when he took over was, "Comedy is now legal on Twitter," and he also said, "It's time for free speech, time for comedy, time for people to actually have fun on Twitter again." Then, people started changing their names to Elon Musk. They changed their Twitter handles and tweeted as if they were Elon Musk, saying things like, "I'm such a terrible person, my wife left me," and other random things. Then Twitter began banning all those accounts, suspending them. Elon said, "No parodying of people, unless it was clearly labeled as a parody." So people were like, "What? So it's not funny anymore?" Remember that time Trevor Noah became the ultimate truth teller, taking on not one but two of the biggest egos on the planet? He didn't just joke about Elon Musk and Donald Trump, he directly criticized their entire leadership style with a sharp sense of humor that left people questioning reality. Picture this: a billionaire tech mogul and a former president both getting roasted on live TV, with Trevor Noah holding the mic. Let's look into the chaos, because this was a takedown that stood out. Elon went from being the guy who said he didn't get involved in politics and believed in hearing both sides, to someone deeply involved. When President Biden go to Mars, and "I'm going to change the world." Trevor Noah had the perfect response to this, pointing out that Musk's version of changing the world often just looks like a wealthy man pretending to be a real-life Tony Stark, while ignoring the basic issues that actually need fixing here on Earth. And let's not forget the Twitter situation. Musk thought that buying the platform would make him some kind of hero. Instead, he turned Twitter into a chaotic place where misinformation thrives, and the only thing growing is the confusion. Trevor Noah didn't hesitate to call this out, showing how Musk's grand plan for free speech seemed less about actual freedom and more about giving people a pass to harass others without facing consequences. If that's progress, count me out. He nailed it. I think Biden was trying to, well, this is the explanation his team gave to defend themselves against the argument you're making. A lot of people agree with you and feel like this was really about Detroit and everything. I don't believe that. I'll be honest with you, I don't buy it. I think Biden's team was trying to put people in their place and show that the industry would move forward without them. So, they brought everyone in and said, "We've got this." And if there's one thing I've learned about Elon Musk, it's that he doesn't take slights lightly. Now let's shift to the other half of this dysfunctional duo, Donald Trump. The man, the myth, the orange legend. If anyone ever needed a lesson in how to turn an empire into a joke, it's Trump. From the moment he announced his run for president, the world collectively rolled its eyes. It was like watching a toddler throw a tantrum in a toy aisle, except this one had nuclear codes. Naturally, Trevor Noah didn't miss a chance to tear apart Trump's political career with sharp accuracy. In the United States, if you want to win an election, all you need is a strange voice, simple as that. Want to be president? Get a weird voice. That's it. Forget policies and ideas, that's boring. Come out with an odd voice and people love it. No American president has had a normal speaking voice. None. Trump's was the strangest of all. Every other president was predictable. You could follow their rhythm. Trump? Not at all. Trump built his career on self-promotion. His strategy? Create a TV persona, run for president, and lie through everything. It's surprising that someone with limited intellect managed to convince a country he was qualified to lead. But that's Trump's move, failing upward, like that one coworker who somehow keeps getting promoted even though they can't manage simple tasks. Trevor Noah pointed out that Trump's legacy wasn't about policies, it was about performance. He was the political version of a used car salesman, except his products were lies, corruption, and poor decisions. What changed for me was when Trump got elected and actually followed through on the things he said, ironically, right? He was the first presidential candidate to actually do what he promised. Whether you like him or not, he did what he said. Trump's first year in office felt like watching a slow-motion disaster. Just when you thought it couldn't get worse, he proved you wrong. His administration was one long joke, except it wasn't funny. Still, if you enjoy chaos, he provided some laughs. He acted like a toddler running the country, was even more confident once he was president. When Trump came out, he had all the swagger. Folks, we're going to have it handled in 21 days. Trevor Noah didn't hold back. He made it clear that Trump didn't just damage the presidency's credibility, he turned it into a circus. Every time he spoke, it was like setting off fireworks in a crowded room, loud, jarring, and leaving everyone wondering if it was really happening. Noah pointed out that Trump's administration felt like a revolving door of bad decisions, scandals, and confusion. And just when things seemed like they couldn't get worse, Trump went further. Instead of stepping away after one term, he doubled down and embraced conspiracy theories, refusing to admit he lost. Rather than focus on policies, he spread misinformation and encouraged division. Didn't just lose, he tried to break democracy because he couldn't accept defeat, and we can't forget the Trump Tower and Mar-a-Lago controversies. He couldn't separate his personal and business life from politics. These weren't just fancy buildings, they became symbols of Trump's obsession with keeping up appearances. While hosting the show, I saw, what do they call it? Is it Truth Social? That fake Twitter platform that not even right-wingers really use? Truth Social, I think? I don't know exactly what it is. Anyway, the point is, Trump sent out one of his posts, whatever they're called, and it said something like, Trevor Noah was never funny. Jon Stewart was only slightly better. Then he went on a rant, saying something like, these people don't realize that if they moved more to the center, like me, they would have more followers. And I'm like, center like you? I'm like, my man, you think you're in the center? Trevor Noah, with his trademark sharp wit, pointed out that Trump's businessman persona was nothing more than a carefully crafted facade, a show meant to distract from the reality that his real talent wasn't running a successful company or leading a nation, but selling himself. It's as if he believed that putting a few golden accents on a building or hosting a cocktail party somehow validated his worth as a leader. The reality is, Trump's ventures were less about sound business strategy and more about leveraging his name to draw attention and boost his image. Trump Tower, the so-called symbol of success, was just as much about securing lucrative deals and avoiding taxes as it was about his obsession with maintaining a public image. The same goes for Mar-a-Lago, an exclusive haven for those wealthy enough to buy into the illusion of luxury and power that Trump promoted. Feel like Trump would be exactly the same even if he spoke Arabic, it would be the same thing. But don't try telling him that. To Trump, he was always winning. That's his mantra, winning, no matter the cost or the truth behind the claims. The problem is, winning didn't come with a reality check. Trump's version of success was never based on actual accomplishments but on perception, where his bluster, ego, and constant self-promotion were all that mattered. The only thing he was truly good at was running a brand, not a country. Trevor Noah has never shied away from criticizing Donald Trump, and his latest critique dives deep into the former president's desperate need for validation from some of the most morally bankrupt figures on the global stage. In fact, Noah vividly portrays Trump as someone more focused on being admired by people like Vladimir Putin and Kim Jong-un than on the well-being of the American people or building alliances based on mutual respect and democratic values. It's even more surprising is that some people voted for him and were later disappointed by who he was. That was the craziest thing I'd ever seen. People were like, I can't believe what he's doing right now. I just can't believe it. I'm sorry, you can't believe what's happening? Donald Trump? Can I believe he's doing exactly what he's done his whole life? Yeah. That's the least surprising thing ever. Trump is the most consistently himself person I've ever seen. He's like a cliché villain. He looks like a villain. He talks like a villain. He looks like he should be in a Scooby-Doo episode. You'd see him in a lineup while solving a mystery and go, who do you think it is? Scooby would be like, oh, it wasn't me, I'll tell you that much. And Trump would be saying, I didn't do anything. I'm innocent. Then he'd go on, I'm innocent. So innocent. Some say the most innocent man ever. But it doesn't stop there. Trevor's critique intensifies as he highlights how Trump's foreign policy decisions reflect his unhealthy craving for validation. His choices often appeared driven more by a desire for attention from morally compromised leaders than by sound judgment or national interest. The economic turmoil caused by Trump's tariff strategy is a clear example. His approach, aimed at reviving American manufacturing, only resulted in an economy teetering on the edge of chaos, with prices rising and everyday Americans bearing the brunt of a misguided, self-serving agenda. The 10% baseline tariff on most imported goods, effective from April 5, 2025, has caused ripple effects throughout the global economy, disrupting trade relationships and putting additional strain on an already fragile U.S. market. You never knew what to expect with him. His voice volume was all over the place, with inflection that didn't make sense. Do you know how hard it was to figure out what volume to set on your TV when watching one of his speeches? I had to sit there adjusting it like a bad DJ the whole time, because you never knew what was coming. He'd be up there like, I think, as Americans, we try, so, try, big. I'll try. What's truly incredible, though, is how both Musk and Trump, despite their obvious flaws, have huge groups of loyal followers who will defend them to the bitter end. Trevor Noah didn't hesitate to mock that blind loyalty.